Hi guys, I'm glad you could join me today. Today I'm going to talk about 3 words, and here they are. Create, destroy, and surprise. I've got some eggs here to show you what each word means. So create is when you make something new. So here's a hard-boiled egg. What can I create out of that? A deviled egg maybe? If I dip this egg in a bowl of egg dye, I can make an Easter egg. Destroy is when you take something and turn it into nothing. This is a confetti egg. It is made to be destroyed. Watch this. Now that's not much of anything left anymore, is it? A surprise is something that you weren't expecting. This kind of egg is made for surprises. What do you think is in it? Jelly beans, maybe? Let's see. Oh, I like that kind of surprise. Have you ever created something that you were really, really proud of and you really loved and somebody destroyed it? Maybe you built the best Lego castle ever and somebody smashed it. Or you drew a beautiful picture and somebody scribbled all over it. They just destroyed it. That feels pretty rotten, especially if they did it on purpose. Do you know the same thing happened to God? We're going to talk about that today and the surprising thing that God did to fix it. We read in the very beginning of the Bible how God created this amazing universe with planets and stars. And on our little planet Earth, He created all kinds of plants and animals. Birds and flowers. And then He put people on the earth. The first people He made were Adam and Eve. These people were a little bit like Him. They could enjoy the things God had created. They could see the vibrant colors in the sunsets, smell the fragrant flowers, taste delicious fruit. They could hear happy birds sing and feel the wonderful warmth of the sun. God loved the people He had made, and He loved giving them a beautiful world to live in. He loved being with the people and being loved by them. But then somebody came to destroy God's beautiful creation. That somebody was Satan. Satan was the enemy of God, and he knew that God had made people who could think for themselves. They could choose to do good things, or they could choose to do bad things. When Adam and Eve obeyed God, it was because they chose to, not because God forced them to. They could choose to love God, or choose to leave God. So you may remember hearing about how the serpent got Eve and then Adam to eat the fruit that God had told them not to eat. God had said, "Don't eat it or you will die." But Satan got them to disobey God. He got them to choose death instead of life with God. And that was just the start of it. Then we read how Cain killed his own brother Abel. After that, people chose to do bad things more and more. It sure looked like Satan was winning. God's world was not such a beautiful place anymore. Almost everyone in the world was listening to Satan, choosing to hate. And fight. And lie. And kill. And steal. The world had become so bad that God himself decided to destroy it in a flood and start over with the one man he found who chose good. God saved Noah and his family and the animals in the ark. After the flood, Noah's family grew with children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren and great-great-great-grandchildren. Years and years and years passed. Then Noah had a great, 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 great grandson named Abram. God spoke with Abram and gave him a new name, Abraham. He also gave Abraham a special son, Isaac. God tested Abraham's faith by asking him to sacrifice Isaac, but when God saw that Abraham would obey him, he gave him a sheep to sacrifice instead. In fact, that's how God told all of his people to pay for the bad things they did. If they were sorry, they could sacrifice an animal like a sheep. So they did. But they kept doing bad things, so they kept having to sacrifice their sheep. The Bible is full of amazing stories about people who loved God and tried to obey him, and other people who did not. And the whole time, Satan was happy. knowing he had destroyed God's beautiful creation, and all the sheep in the world could not make up for all the bad things he could get people to do. But Satan got a big surprise. He didn't get to win after all. God fixed everything. I'll tell you that amazing story next week. Until then, here's a hint from the Gospel of John. For God loved the world so much that he gave his only Son. God gave his Son so that whoever believes in him may not be lost, but have eternal life. I'll see you next week.